All right, everybody, welcome. We are ready for the City of Fulton iRacing League here, Dirt Series season number 3. As these guys get lined up, I'm getting in here a little bit late. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and get this started up. Looks like everybody is in heat race number 1, and we will have it will run an LCQ, by the way. As we are looking for the green flag this time by. It's going to be Hollenbeck starting on the pole. LJ second. Trip Whitmire in third. Going to be Holland in fourth. Braden Howard in fifth. Tyler Bushy in sixth. Going to be Harrison seventh. Gregory Howard eighth. Peck in ninth. Reynolds in 10th. Bachman, James, and Schaefer rounding out the field as the green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come down the back straightaway. Looking for turn number 1 and 2. We're going to go ahead as, we got one going up and over the edge. It's going to be Gregory, the first one up over the edge. They're going to keep it green as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Gregory's going to go ahead and jump in the pits as LJ tries to reel in Hunter Hollenbeck as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Trip. Trip in the 101 trying to dive up underneath LJ. Can't quite get there as they head into 1 and 2. Trip going to go back up to the outside. Trip might shake some things down here tonight as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. I don't know what Dean was saying. As they come out of turn number 4 down the front straight, it's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck continuing to lead the way. Here comes LJ. So big news, Randy Johnston did not show up. He was tied. Basically, him and LJ were up there for points as we got a big slide job from Trip. Tries to take the number 2 spot, but Parkers gets back up underneath them. So just Randy Johnston did not sign up, which all but solidifies LJ's championship run here this season. He's going to look to take the championship here. He's just going to have a good race here today and tomorrow. Or next week, we'll see how that goes as Trip's going to take the number 2 spot away. I'll tell you what, this kid has gotten a lot better in the 101 as he is trying to reel in Hunter Hollenbeck out of turn at number 4 down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. 6 laps complete here. And we got a big wreck. Oh, no, we don't have a big wreck. I thought we had a big wreck. It was a jockey in 4th position as Bachman is way back as they come out of turn number 4. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Hunter Hollenbeck out front. Trip Whitmire in second. Parker in third. Holland in 4th as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Give that W to Trip Whitmire as he takes it away from Hollenbeck at the line. Hollenbeck going to be second. LJ, Holland, Bushy, James, Schaefer, Peck, Bachman, Howard, Reynolds, Harris, and Gregory Howard did not finish. Looks like Cody is limping across. He had issues there at the end. Let's go take a look and see what happened to him. Did he go up and over the edge? Was there contact? I know people weren't happy. Oh, he's just going to go up over the edge. Oh, my God. Big hit for him as we get race number 1. Remember, guys, everybody's going to make it. This is just a good way to burn in the track, and you guys can advance or lose your position in the feature. All right, starting on the pole here tonight, it is going to be James normally. Outside of him in the 83, it's going to be Matt Schaefer. Michael Peck going to start in that number 3 spot with Sam Bachman in 4th. Going to be Braden Howard in that number 5 spot. Dean Reynolds in 6th. Cody Harrison 7th. And Gregory Howard in that number 8 spot. Everybody's going to make it here tonight. We have a light field. Only 13 cars showed up here tonight as we wait for them to pull out on the starting grid. Let's get ready for the LCQ. It would be main. Not even an LCQ. Everybody makes it. All right. They're going to get stacked up 2 by 2 off of pit road. Schaefer and James normally on that front row. They're going to start this one as they're going to get one to go when they cross the line. I'm curious who it's going to be tonight. It's going to be pretty wild. Looks like Trip Whitmire trying to shake things up a bit. Getting the win there in the heat race. We're going to see who our B main warrior is here tonight. I know a couple guys weren't happy with that heat race, and they are going to re-rack them, restack them, and try and go again. All right, 2x2 down the back straightaway. Going to be James and Schaefer on that front row looking for the green flag. Who's it going to be? Out of turn number 4, who's going to get our B main? Green flag is out. Green flag is out as James going to get on the gas down into 1 and 2. Here comes Michael Peak down. Is it Peak or Peck? Is that Peak or Peck? Peek. I never really know. Peak is with an A, so it's got to be Peck, I think. I don't fucking know. Oops, I'm not supposed to say that on the City of Fulton stream. My bad. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, going to be a drag race for that number 2 spot. Schaefer going to take the number 2 position. Here comes Bachman. Watch for Bachman later on today in that 007. He could be fast later on as they come down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2, Matt Schaefer trying to find a way around that 721 as they come down the back straightaway. Now he's got 2 to deal with. They're trying to take it 3 wide for second. Can't quite get there. But I'll tell you what, Michael is digging that bottom side in the number 6. Michael going to roll down low in turn number 1 and 2, side by side with Schaefer. Nowhere for Bachman to go. He looks fast, but doesn't have any place to take it as they head through turn number 3 and 4. James pulling away as they come out of turn number 4. 4 laps complete. Down into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be James out front leading the way. Schaefer in second. Peak in third. Peck. I think it's Peck. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 5 laps to go. They're still side by side for second. Michael's going to fall back a little bit out of turn number 4. That's going to allow Bachman up beside him, looking for that number 3 spot. Down the back straightaway, looking for 3 and 4. Michael thought about sliding. No! Schaefer over the edge in 3 and 4. No caution flag. He's going to keep it rolling. That moves Bachman up to the number 2 position. Bachman looked like he had some speed, but does he have enough time to reel in James as they come down the back straightaway? Looking for turn number 3 and 4. Who's it going to be? 3 laps to go. I'll tell you what, I'm awfully impressed by how Michael's rolling that bottom side. He's got that thing rolling in that W6, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go, and I'll tell you what, Bachman is reeling in our leader. Does he have enough time? 2 laps to go. There goes Dean Reynolds down low on Michael, looking for the number 3 spot out of turn number 2. Almost slid up into him, able to hold on to it. Down into turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out. Bachman is there for the lead. Out of turn 4, down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, one more opportunity for Bachman. Will he throw the slider down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4? James is going to go safe slider. Bachman going to roll the bottom out of turn 4. It's going to be James normally. Sam Bachman, Michael Peck, Peak, Dean Reynolds, Braden Howard, Schaefer, Harris, and Howard rounding out the field. Gregory Howard. I'll tell you what, that was a good little LCQ. Now we're going to get ready for tonight's main event. 75 laps here tonight. Let's go ahead and hit up tonight's starting lineup. Starting on the pole here tonight. 13 cars, 1 winner. It is going to be Trip Whitmire starting on the pole here tonight. Hunter Hollenbeck in second. Going to be LJ Parker starting in that number 3 spot with Ryan Holland in 4th. Starting inside row number 3 in the number, 15 machine, I think it is. It's going to be Tyler Bushy. Outside of him in the 721, it's going to be James Normally. Starting inside row number 4 in the 007, it's going to be Sam Bachman. Outside of him in the number 6, it's going to be Michael Peak. Starting inside row number 5 in the number 79 machine, it's going to be Dean Reynolds. Outside of him in the 44, it's going to be Braden Howard. Starting in that number 11 spot inside row number 6, it's going to be the 83 of Matt Schaefer. Outside of him in the number 20, it's going to be Cody Harris. Then rounding out the field here tonight in the number 5 machine, it's going to be Gregory Howard. 75 laps. 75 laps here tonight. You got it all. Yeah, he's asking because I kept going Pack, Peak, Pack. I couldn't know. All right. You know, you never know what might come out of my mouth. You know that, Dean. Well, it threw me off because any other peak has an A, EA. So I just wasn't 100% sure. I've never spelled peekaboo. Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. It is peak, guys. Green flag is out. His trips on the gas out of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Going to be Hollenbeck in that number 2's position. LJ in as 3rd. Tyler Bushy going to try to slide up into that number 4 position, but here comes Ryan Holland up high. I am waiting for Ryan Holland to have a breakthrough race. He has been stepping it up each and every race this season. Definitely looking to get a full, complete run in. He has gotten that podium, but we are looking for more out of him, and I do expect to see it hopefully this week or next week in that number 15. Bushy, also another one with some great runs. Expect both of these guys to stay up towards the front here tonight, as long as they don't go over the edge. That's going to be the big key. Right now, it's going to be Tripp out front. Hollenbeck trying to give him the pressure as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 75 laps here tonight, and Hollenbeck is breathing down Tripp Whitmire's neck as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Tripp got a little bit tight going into turn number 1 and 2. That's going to cost him. That's going to put Hollenbeck all over the back of him as they come out of turn number 4. Really good number 3 and 4 for Tripp. That's going to give him a little bit of breathing room, but Hollenbeck all over the back of him in 1 and 2. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of ground to be made up in 1 and 2, and Hollenbeck seems to have it going on there as Tripp is rolling the bottom side right now in 3 and 4. Here comes Hollenbeck down low in 1 and 2, looking to make that pass. Can he get the run off of 2? He can't, as Tripp is going to roll it down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Hollenbeck putting the pressure back on Tripp through turn number 3 and 4. LJ has fallen back. Look for him to possibly be saving some tire here tonight. Or he's either that or it's like me and this just isn't my track. I don't hate this track, but this track I definitely seem to struggle in a little bit. It is a unique configuration. Down into turn number 1 and 2, going to be Tripp continuing to lead the way. Hunter all over the back of him as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, we've got Shuffle in 4 positions as Schaefer tries to work his way back up through the field in that number 83. As they come out of turn number 4, Tripp's going to lead the way down into 1 and 2. Here comes Hollenbeck down low, trying to get up underneath that 101 of Tripp Whitmire as they come out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 9 laps complete. These guys continue to run nose to tail. Starting to get a little dicey for that number 3 spot. Here comes Tyler Bushy. He is looking for it. Can't pull the slider. LJ going to roll the top side out of turn 2. Big run as Bachman's going to slide his way into the number 5 position. Bachman taking advantage of James rolling that bottom side, going to jump up into that number 5 position as they come down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. We're going to keep an eye on the battle for the lead, but I think this is the biggest battle on the track as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. LJ going to roll that top side. That is really where this track wants to go, is up on that top side, and you can see these guys starting to head up there, and whoever can hold it out the fastest up on the high side will be the fastest by the end of tonight. It's all going to be all about tire wear here as they head through turn number 3 and 4. 12 laps complete. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Tripp's going to continue to lead the way. And I'll tell you what, I forgot to pull up my chat, guys. If you guys are talking, completely my bad because I didn't see it. And I didn't go live on TikTok. That was my bad, too. As they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, looking for turn number 1 and 2. All right, I'm going to make this a little wonky because I got to go over here and look for something as we watch this battle for the number 3 spot as they come out of turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Go ahead and move that over here, and we'll go ahead and do this. I forgot to put on the chat so I could see it over on OBS. My bad, guys. I got in here late. Well, I guess I'm doing that wrong, too. Pretty quiet right now as they head down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway now. LJ has given himself a little bit of breathing room as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Let's go back and take a look as Hunter Hollenbeck continues to try to chase down Tripp. Up to the front, it's going to be, or up into that number 3 spot, it's going to be LJ in the number 3 position. Oh, Hollenbeck is up and over. He went off the back straight. Hollenbeck off of turn number 1 and 2. That's going to cost him a lot of spots. He's back to 7th as Tripp has a whole lot of breathing room now. As they come out of turn number 2, it's going to be LJ now in that number 2 spot. Hollenbeck goes up and over. So easy to do at this track. He's going to need a little bit of help. He might get it as these guys get battling for that number 2, 3, 4, and 5 spot down into turn number 1 and 2. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. LJ going to continue to lead this group in the number 2 spot. Tripp Whitmire all the way out 2.1 seconds over these guys. He might as well back it down and save some tire as it stands at this point as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Let's see where Hunter Hollenbeck is. He is now closing the gap on Dean Reynolds for the number 6 spot. Looking to close the gap and get back into that top 5. He's got a couple spots to go. He's got a lot of distance to go to catch this pack as they head into 1 and 2. Looks like they are starting to reel in our leader as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. We are 22, going to be 23 laps into this one this time by. I'll tell you what, these guys keeping it pretty clean so far. Great racing here for second on back as James Normally trying to find a way around that number 15 of Tyler Bushy. He's getting up underneath him into turn number 3 and 4. Not enough room to slide. He's got to keep it back down. Here comes Bachman. Bachman going to go down low in turn number 1 and 2. Bachman and James Normally have been swapping positions. Both of these guys trying to get around the 15 of Tyler Bushy as they head through turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be 25 laps complete. We are 1/3 of the way through this one as Hollenbeck is trying to find his way around Dean Reynolds. Hollenbeck up underneath the 79 as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Oh, they got to keep it off each other out of turn 4. They touch a little down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Here comes Hollenbeck. He's going to slide up the track. Dean Reynolds into the back bumper as they come out of turn 2. Hollenbeck puts the brakes on that number 79 as here comes Normally down low on Bushy out of turn 4. Dragways looking for turn number 1 and 2. We're finally going to see a pass for third as Normally up to the top out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Going to be Tripp continuing to lead the way. 1.3 seconds out in front of LJ. Still a long ways to go here as they head down into turn number 1 and 2. So LJ just trying to get a couple solid runs in here and seal up this championship as they come out of turn number 4. Tripp continuing to lead the way. Hollenbeck has made his way around Dean, has not really pulled away much, is starting to pull away, but not by a lot, as the battle for 4th is definitely starting to heat up as Bachman is putting the pressure on that number 15. Big question here is somebody going to go over the edge and cause a caution here tonight as Gregory Howard is first in line to go a lap down as Tripp Whitmire is closing the gap as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes the 007 of Bachman trying to roll the bottom side. The track is definitely starting to change a little bit here. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys adjust as they head through turn number 3 and 4. So far, keeping it lean and green. 32 laps into this one. Down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Let's go check on a couple of the guys further back. Right now, it's going to be the 20 of Cody Harris in the number 8 spot. Michael Peak in 9th, Holland in 10th, Braden Howard in 11th, and Schaefer struggling back here in the number 12 spot. You got to wonder if he is trying to save and how that might play a role. Looks like Gregory. Oh my God! What just happened there? What did he do? Oh my God, no. He was trying to get to pit road, but I don't know why he didn't just tow. He could have pulled down in the infield and towed. That was horrible. Oh my God. All right, we are going to Dean Reynolds going to need some major damage repaired on that one. That is unfortunate as we get the first caution flag of the night. I'll tell you what, the big question here is who's been saving tire. Wow. Wow. Trip, let's not roll through the grass, please. And a little bit later this time in turn 3 and 4. Middle of 3 and 4 on out. Looking for the green flag this time by as they come down the back straightaway. They're going to stack them up 2 by 2. Dean Reynolds going to pull back out on the track. Unfortunate for him. He's got a ton of damage in that thing as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Yeah, Dean is done. He can't even turn. Green flag is out as they come out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Going to be Tripp leading the way. LJ in second as they... Oh, he parked it as Bushy had the run, but that's going to cost him as it looks like normally he's going to keep the number 3 spot. Here comes Hollenbeck. 3 wide for third out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway going to be James Normally in that number 3 spot as they battle behind LJ. Oh, Hollenbeck had to manipulate that car not to run into the 38 as they come down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. He's going to ship it in. Tries to park it up the track, but there's no. James gets the wall out of 4. Turns around. Big pile up out of turn number 4. Big pile up out of turn number 4. James going to catch that wall. Let's take a look and see what happened. He just... Oh. I don't think I had to explain the last incident, but I will explain what happened here. It just looks like James tried to keep those RPMs up to not let Hollenbeck get the spot in between and just barely dropped it off the edge coming out of the corner and grabbed the wall. All right, so Tripp is going to lead the way as we get caution flag number 2. Big one there. Lots of cars caught up in that one. James had to take the tow. Unfortunate for him as he had a big wreck out of turn number 4 up into the wall. And I'll tell you what, Hunter Hollenbeck's back up into the top 3. Dean Reynolds down on pit road. He's getting some damage repaired in that number 79. He's got a lot of work to get done in that thing. Just trying to hoping to salvage a solid run here tonight. Unfortunate for him. As we are going to be looking for another green flag start here as they are 2 by 2 already. I think they're going to get that one to go this time. Yeah, I was just about to say, if it's one to go, let them know. This is, there's only one more race left. Only one more race left. As they are stacked up 2 by 2, looking for the green flag this time by. Say what? Looking for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag is out as Tripp gets on the gas out of turn number 4. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Hollenbeck going to get in that number 2 spot as LJ falls back to 3rd as they come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Cody Harris having issues. He has turned around in turn number 1 and 2. So far, no yellow flag as they come out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Battle for the lead as they head into 1 and 2. Oh, a little bit of contact there between Tripp and Hunter as they make more contact out of turn number 2. Oh, Tripp almost up and over. Here comes LJ. LJ into him. Tripp is able to hold on to it as they come out of turn number 4. Hollenbeck back up to the front. LJ in second. As Tripp throws a haymaker. I don't know what he's trying to do. Yeah, that was... All right, so we're going to leave that one the way it is. We're going to go back and look at that previous lap. Oh, he just didn't quite make it. Look, I don't know what look, I just watched what happened, and you were not clear of that slider. Hollenbeck cut you a favor when he cut down. You guys just made more contact out of two. I don't think there was anything wrong with that, yours and Hollenbeck's racing. That was just hard racing. The haymaker, I mean, I don't know. All right, we're going to come out of turn number 4. Looks like it is going to be 2 laps to go. No, it is 1 to go. 1 to go, guys. 1 to go. As they pull out off of pit road, some of those guys getting back onto the track as we are going to look for the green flag this time by Hollenbeck and Hollenbeck and LJ on that front row as they look for the green flag out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Green flag is out as they come across the line. 41 laps in the books. We got 34 laps to go. Here comes Bachman down on the bottom side out of turn number 2. Hollenbeck up and over the edge again. Hollenbeck stepped off the edge. That's going to give Bachman the lead out of turn number 4. Bachman going to go to the lead. Here comes LJ back up underneath as they head into 1 and 2. LJ going to slide up the track. Bachman going to cut back underneath them. Drag race for the lead down the back straightaway. This one should be a clean one as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Bachman going to slide up. Here comes LJ back down low. Drag race down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Back and forth for the lead. LJ going to slide back up the track. Here comes Bachman back up underneath once again as he's going to ship it through 3 and 4. Got the grass, got the lead out of turn number 4. Here comes LJ back low. Back and forth for the lead. Bachman in the number 2 spot as LJ is going to slide him once again in 1 and 2. Cuts back up underneath in the 007. Looking for 3 and 4. Slides up the track. Here comes LJ back low once again. It's going to be Bachman at the line as they head into 1 and 2. LJ going to get in line. He knows it's still a lot of time left here. Tires will make a difference here in the next 30 laps as they come down the back straightaway. Both of them almost just set it up off over the edge as LJ's going to throw a slider. Slides in front of Bachman. LJ's going to lead that time by. Here comes Bachman. Bachman got the grass. LJ up and over out of turn number 2. We're going to go ahead and throw the caution for that one. Trip, this is not the league to do this in. All right, we're going to put... Yeah, I'm probably going to put you both in the back. Yeah, I just didn't want to not throw the yellow for that because there was contact. It wasn't just somebody going over the edge. I am going to put you both in the back, though. Put LJ and then Bachman. Bachman should be behind LJ. I guess he alt up forward. No, he didn't. He might have done it backwards. He should be behind you, LJ. That was on Sam. He cut the grass. Wasn't quite clear from it. It was hard racing. The contact there, I felt like I had to throw the caution. If it was just somebody over the edge, I would have let it go. Green flag out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, going to be Michael out front leading the way. How did he get the lead as Schaefer's now up to the number 2 spot. Here comes Hollenbeck in that number 72 as they come down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead. Could Schaefer lead this time by? He does at the line, but Peak is going to get him into turn number 1 and 2. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Hollenbeck going to try to get Peak a little bit of a bump, a push. Doesn't quite work as Hollenbeck going to throw the slider in turn number 3 and 4. Up the track out of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway looking for turn number 1 and 2. Schaefer down low. Oh, can't slide up out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway as Peak is going to be in that number 3 spot as they come through turn number 3 and 4. Question is, and I'll tell you what, he is making short work of it. LJ already up into that number 5 spot as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Hollenbeck leads the way into turn number 3 and 4. It is going to be 24 laps to go. 24 laps to go as they head into turn number 1 and 2. Hollenbeck leads the way. Schaefer in second. Michael in third. Cody Harris in that number 4 spot. LJ up to 5th as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Out of turn 4, it is, mostly single file as it does look like Harris trying to put the move on Peak as they head down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. That's going to allow LJ into the back of Harris as they come down the back straightaway. Here comes Harris up underneath Peak. They're side by side in 3 and 4. Here comes Parkhurst out of turn 4. Drag race down he gets the wall. Gets the wall down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn. There's only one wall, and how are you going to manage to hit it, LJ? Come on. As they head through turn number 3 and 4, LJ trying to get up underneath Harris. Can't quite do it as they close in on 20 laps to go this next time by. Why did they deserve it? Why did they deserve it, Trip? Explain it to me. And that's exactly why you won't be allowed back in the series. You got involved in that toxic ass shit. All right, it's going to be LJ up into that number 4 spot now as they head through turn number 3 and 4. Hollenbeck leads the way. Schaefer in second. Peak in third. Parker's up to the number 4 spot down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Parker's going to slide up the track. Peak going to try to cut down, but gets sideways. Gets into the back. He didn't try to put you off the track. You guys were connected. He tried to cut under you so he didn't wreck you. Look, I can't argue with stupidity. Down the front back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Hollenbeck leads the way. Schaefer in second. Parkhurst in third. Peak in fourth. Harris in that number 5 spot as LJ has made his way up into the number 3 spot. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Hollenbeck continues to lead the way with 59 laps in the books as they head into turn number 1 and 2. 16 laps to go, and it's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck out front. Schaefer in the number 2 spot, LJ in third, Cody Harris in fourth, Michael Peak down low. Here comes Bachman trying to dig in that 007 down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Here comes Bachman down low through turn number 3 and 4. Sends it in, up underneath, out of turn 4. Drag race down the front straightaway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Bachman going to be down low, trying to get his way around Pete. Can't quite get there. Bushy just behind him. He's got to be careful not to lose that momentum, as it looks like LJ might be closing the gap on that number 83 into turn number 1 and 2. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Harris in that number 4 spot. Oh, my God. Bachman almost in the back of Peak as they head through 3 and 4. He's going to get to the outside down the front straightaway. Can he get the spot down the back straight? He's going to roll that top side. Definitely has the momentum, trying to work his way into the top 5. Drag race down into turn number 3 and 4. The battle per second definitely starting to heat up as it looks like LJ has definitely caught Schaefer as Bachman is trying to make his way up into the number 4 spot. Great run for Bachman up through the field out of turn number 2. No, I didn't. I said I'm not going to argue with stupid. That's what I said. It doesn't matter how old you are. When it's stupid, it's stupid. Down into turn number 3 and 4. That mentality is dumb. I don't care how old you are, whether you're 8 or whether you're 40. That mentality that you have right now is that toxic stupid that some of those people that you race with contribute to. Hollenbeck going to lead the way. Schaefer in second. LJ in third. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes LJ. LJ to the outside. Out of turn 2. Can't quite get there. He's going to get back in line. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. LJ going to dive down low. Schaefer up high. They almost touch on a 4. It's going to be 68 laps in the books. We're inside 10 laps to go as they head through turn number 1 and 2. Oh, LJ! He's over the edge. Bachman on the run. Will Bachman break his way into the top 3? LJ going to get back on the track. Hollenbeck with 6 laps to go. Can he take the win into turn number 1 and 2? Schaefer might have dodged a bullet there. LJ was putting big pressure on him as they come out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway looking for turn number 3 and 4. Bachman in the number 4 spot. Harris in 5th. Peak in 6th. Bushy in 7th. Holland in 9th. Out of turn number 4 or 2, down the back straightaway. Hollenbeck with just 4.5 laps to go to take the victory here tonight. I mean, I'm definitely saying that about Hodge, 100%. And Richards had his moments. Yes, I am saying that. I'm saying it about a lot of the people that have been over there. A lot of the people that you've been around. I'm not just saying specific people. I'm saying Herbert. I'm saying all of them that you've been hung around. Hollenbeck going to lead the way down into turn number 3 and 4. He's going to get 2 to go at the line. 2 laps to go as they come out of turn number 4. Schaefer in that number 2 spot. Parkhurst in 3rd. Look, it's no surprise. It is no surprise to anybody that I feel that way about Hodge. It's not the parking it. It's your mouth. That's what got you booted. Your mouth got you booted. Hollenbeck, white flag is out. 1 lap to go through turn number 1 and 2. I didn't realize, but Schaefer had closed the gap down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Hollenbeck going to take the win here tonight. Schaefer is going to bring it home second. LJ in 3rd. Bachman in 4th. Peak in 5th. It's in the rules. If you look in the Discord, it's in the rules about language in your mouth and being toxic. All right, it's going to be Hunter Hollenbeck with the win here tonight. Matt Schaefer in 2nd. LJ in 3rd. Well, it was the I'm going to junk him comments afterwards that made me realize that I made the right decision, which is why you will not be welcome back. Not in this league. You want to go fuck around in another league? I do. I don't care. But this league, you're not going to do it. Going to be Bachman in that number 4 spot. Peak in 5th. Harris in 6th. Going to be Bushy in the number 7 spot. Holland in 8th. Howard in 9th. Going to be Tripp in the number 10 spot. Dean Reynolds 11th. Normally in 12th. And Gregory Howard in that number 13 spot. I listened to what you said, Tripp. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring in that top 3 real quick. Let's go ahead and bring them in. Somebody want to talk shit to fucking Tripp since I can't, since apparently he's a minor and it's wrong for me to tell him that I can't argue with dumb. No, that was somebody else. All right. All right. Good run up front, other than a couple little hiccups here tonight. LJ, up and down night for you. You got to frickin' Schaefer trying to get back up into that number 2 spot and dipped it up over the edge. But man, that thing was ripping.
Yeah, I was ripping, after that, after I kind of got, yeeted off the track by Samuel. The left front was not the greatest, but we managed to keep wheeling through there. And Schaefer, I tried to make a risky move with him just because I was trying to rush myself to get up to Hunter, so he didn't have the bragging rights. And stepped on it, got it wrapped up in the steering wheel, and I drove off the track. But all in all, the car was pretty fast. I was just trying to stay smooth and consistent because with Randy not showing up, all I knew he needed to do was pretty much just finish ahead of whoever's in third. I forget his name now, Bushy. And
Yeah.
and because I should be here next week. Hopefully Fulton if it rains. Hopefully they don't reschedule it to a Tuesday. So no, I think as of right now, if I'm in Oswego, I think I should be able to have the championship locked up. But I'm not sure, so I'm not
I, I
gonna claim it yet.
I think if Bolton rearranges stuff, I think that Chris would be on board with changing up the schedule a little bit. I don't think it would be fair to you guys. I mean, to prioritize that, but to have have to take that hit. So I think that we might do a little reschedule on our side if we have to. But great run here tonight in the 38 JR. Why don't you give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Oh yeah, big shout out to the 72 that finished in first. At least he kept one of the Fulton boys up front, but pretty much all my sponsors on my real car, mom and dad, and you and City of Fulton for putting this league on for us.
Yeah, great run. Unfortunate you and Bachman got together, but you guys had a good run going for a little while there. It just looks like he was a little short on the slider.
Yeah, it's all good. Still finished up front, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Schaefer. Man, you were struggling today, but at the end there, solid second place. You had LJ breathing down your neck. Had to be a little bit worried about that, but man, that 83 looked great later on in this race.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just trying to save some tire at the beginning. I was just running low. I knew that that wasn't the fastest line. I knew it was 75 laps. So, like I said, just try to conserve tires. I'm so lucky that there was a caution that came out. Otherwise, I would not have finished up here. So, but yeah, LJ, he was fast. I would give a shout out to him just for not, just for race to be clean. I know he probably could have gotten to my left rear quarter panel a couple times. I was trying to keep him behind me. So, um, like I said, shout out to him. And yeah, I had a strong car. I thought I might have been faster than Hollenbeck at the end, but I couldn't catch up to him there. He had a strong race car, and congratulations to him on the win.
Well, great run here tonight. Why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
Well, of course, I like to shout out to MDiTV, you for putting putting the stream on, the City of Fulton, Randy Johnson for the incredible coaching and sets. Even though I know this is a fixed setup, but still in my overall iRacing uh, my iRacing career. He's helped me a lot. Verizon for keeping me employed. Firehash Rubs, Kelly Skinner Painting, Gav for the paint. My team: Will Hanger, Michael Swank, Glenn Spangler, Robert Henderson, Michael Scott, LaFawn. My dogs: Bentley, Lola, and Sierra. My parents and my wife.
I like how you put the dog in there too. That's great.
Yeah, of course. He's my
Hunter.
spotter.
Hunter, you got to be regretting not making it the whole season, man. You've been good run here tonight, even though you stepped on it a couple times. Still able to battle your way back up into the lead, taking the win here tonight. There's a couple of you were fast. I mean, it's too bad it kind of got a little toxic with you guys in Trip because, man, that was looking to be some good racing later on tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Well, nobody expected snow in April, so had to work last week. But yeah, it would have been a good race with him, me and LJ and Schaefer and everybody else. But I don't know. He every time I went to go past him, he seemed to block me or something. So gave him the clean slider, and he freaking tries to run me off the track. So gave a little bit back, and he couldn't handle it. So other than that, it was a pretty good race. He stepped on it a few times, and I'm not gonna talk about that, but. I'm the one to get the lead and run right off the racetrack, so it's not my bad. But he'll get back to the front, and wasn't going back to the top side again after that.
You went off a few times here tonight. You were definitely pushing that thing. How were your tires at the end? I mean, were you worried if we got another caution?
Well, the right rear felt flat right at the end, and so they're at 49. They're not good. Probably the worst my tires have ever been on this game, and I don't know. It felt good because LJ said I was in Discord with LJ. He said his tires fell off, and I was out there ripping still. So I did something right, but I don't know what. 'Cause I was pushing the whole race because every time I'd do good, I'd fall off. So
Yeah, that thing was ripping here tonight. Well, it doesn't look. Obviously, you're not going to repeat the championship again, but looking like LJ's got this one pretty locked down, keeping it home at Fulton. You got to be happy about that. And if you can't get it, I guess he would be your probably second choice. So why don't you give us, what's that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sucks to have LJ win just because, but it's good that somebody from Fulton brought it home, and I couldn't be here, so he had to take my place. I don't know if I was here, I would have won it.
Yeah, he didn't get to make it last year, so you're just swapping roles. Well, why don't you
Well,
go ahead
that's
and
right,
why don't you go ahead and give a shout out to friends, family, sponsors?
I think all my real sponsors: Motivated Creations, Shannon's Hot Dogs, American Legion, MDiTV Racing, Day Grace Products, Millennium Music, and thanks for LJ for being a good sport here tonight. Thanks for hosting.
Is Shannon's back down there at Bullhead Point now?
I believe I'm
it's
not
got to
sure
be
if they've
soon.
opened up yet, but yeah, so they have it soon. Yeah.
Well, good run. I'm definitely gonna have to go down and visit them when they open up. They're awesome down there.
Awesome.
Great run here tonight. Good run, guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you next week for Oswego. 100
Look forward to
laps.
it.
As long as we don't get snow, Hunter will be here.
Well, you don't supposed to get snow tonight, so
All right, guys. Have a good night. I appreciate you.
Thanks, you too, bud.
All right, guys. That is going to be it for tonight. Appreciate you guys coming out as always. Until next time.